Yet another vicious assault carried out by a federal immigration officer has been caught on video. This time, it's an ICE officer shoving a woman to the ground outside of an immigration court in New York City. The incident allegedly started when the woman that you're gonna see in this video that we'll show you, this is Monica Moretta Galarza. She and her young daughter are clinging to her husband, who masked federal agents were attempting to take into custody. She was questioned by reporters and said that her and her family arrived from Ecuador last year and are seeking asylum, which used to count for something, but unfortunately not in America in 2025. And we're gonna show you the first of a few videos. This was filmed by Alad Aliahu, a reporter for Tim Pool's company, Timcast. Take a look.
Pull her away. Pull her away. Suelte. Suelte, señora. Suelta a la niña. 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 No estoy haciendo nada. Quédate aquí. No estoy haciendo nada.
So there you have the initial separation where that pack of immigration officers who are wearing masks for some reason, I don't know, they feel they need to, I guess. And it kind of makes sense. If you were gonna do the stuff that they're doing on a daily basis, I probably wouldn't want people to know who I am either. And so in that video you hear, just grab her and pull her away, break up this family. We gotta get this guy, how dare he be here? And so the wife then talks to the agents, pleading with them not to do this. And this is when the actual attack happens. Take a look.
Adiós, 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 adiós. Come on, man. Press, move out, press, move out.
Absolutely disgusting. And I'm sure that guy was telling himself the whole time, I'm a hero. This is law enforcement. This is what a tough guy looks like. I'm gonna knock this woman down. Well, that was one angle. Really quick, Till Ecker is a reporter for ProPublica, captured that same incident from a different angle. It will never stop being wild to me that like someone doesn't have their paperwork in order, or perhaps in this case and in so many does. You just don't want asylum seekers. And that is such a violation of justice that we should spend hundreds of billions of dollars, flood American cities with masked secret police to stop that. And then meanwhile, you see that video, which is objectively worse than anything that family is being alleged to have done. That guy just assaulted a woman. She had to be sent to the hospital for possible head injuries as a result of that. That guy who barely flinched at an opportunity to assault this woman and did it. And meanwhile, we're being told that we need these exact sorts of guys all over the country because there's like empanada saleswomen that aren't supposed to be here, or some, second grade science teacher made a mistake on his paperwork 5 years ago. So we need to fundamentally remake America because of that injustice. And meanwhile, we empower and then shower with money guys like that are gonna commit actual crimes. Waz, I'm gonna go to you first. What do you think?
Honestly, I just think about the ICE recruitment poster that I saw a few weeks ago, where basically one of the main pitches is that the police in America have been handcuffed and they're not even allowed to prosecute crimes and go out and make us safe and stop the real criminals. But if you join ICE, there's not gonna be any of that. Again, for me, their recruiting pitches that. So the people that are coming in, that's appealing to them, that they can go out and manhandle a woman whose husband's about to get deported, who's grieving the loss of her husband. And you could just go out, have no patience, no humanity, no empathy, and assault this lady and basically spear her onto the ground. That's what they're advertising to potential applicants. So it's no wonder we get this as a result.
Yeah, I wonder if everybody knows that our tax dollars are paying for a goon squad of kidnappers, because that's what ICE is. One, two. Do people know? And it's okay if we don't, but we should now, right? Do people know that ICE only has existed since 9/11, and it's part of the Department of Homeland Security, which was existed after 9/11, when people were basically told to be scared. They said you have to live. For security, you have to live in fear of your own civil liberties being violated. That was the subtext, essentially, of the messaging after 9/11, and that's what created ICE. So that is what we're funding. That budget is bigger than ever, and they are brazen too. I mean, I've done a lot of work with the media, looking at their social media strategies. They just double down on trying to be as mean-spirited. They're stealing a lot of images, by the way, without artist consent, like kind of old homesteading kinds of images, Norman Rockwell-ish kinds of images. Yep. I'm sure you guys have been reporting on all of this. But let me tell you about what's real, which I'm hearing from friends of mine that are doing frontline attorney work. These are the people we should be paying attention to and supporting. They're going into mass ICE facilities here in Los Angeles and otherwise. Large numbers of people are being placed into standing room only cells. That people are not being allowed to sleep because there's not enough space for up to 2 weeks. We're talking about innocent women in some cases that are 75 plus years old who are not being allowed to take a shower or change their clothes. This is torture. That's what it is. It's torture. So straight up. And some of them are also are scared, you know what? Because they're being told they might be like tossed somewhere into Libya or Sudan, countries they don't even know about. Many of these are Hispanic, Central American, etc. migrants. And I will just say this: I have friends here in my neighborhood where I live who sell mango, who are day laborers. Many of them have legal papers. They're not out at all. They're all scared. They're all scared because it's the power of this fear. So how do we stop this criminal organization?
100%. Yeah, there was a reporting earlier this week about, at the new $500 million a year facility in Florida. They just there's no paperwork for like 600 people or something. Maybe they're there, maybe they're not. Maybe they were sent to Sudan. Maybe they were bashed over the head, thrown in the Everglades. Who knows? To the government, they're not really people. Meanwhile, their budget has been massively increased. ICE's budget is bigger than all but like less than 10 world militaries, I think, at this point. And it is an unaccountable, unidentifiable personal police for Donald Trump. Again, you cannot know who these people are that might assault you, that might sexually assault you in a lockup, might disappear a family member. You don't get to know any of this stuff. And they basically, who are they accountable to? Stephen Miller, Kristi Noem, Donald Trump. That's it, not judges. Not governors. Gavin Newsom just signed that thing saying they're going to have to unmask, and Noem was like, "No, we're not going to do that. We can do literally whatever we want. There are no bounds on our power." And we are just in the beginning of this in this second term. It can only get worse from here on out. Any
John,
final thoughts, guys?
Yeah, just one quick thing, John, and was also is a lot of the money that's going to for those facilities. It's being framed as places to put people being detained by ICE, right? Like immigrants who may not have the correct paperwork, or in many cases do have the correct paperwork, and in some cases are actual citizens being detained, right, or tossed. But I think people should realize those facilities are not just for that. They're meant to instill fear that all of us could be in such facilities. So people again need to recognize the explicit messaging and what it portends, what it's suggesting, from Comey to every other issue we've discussed.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, there's already been a couple hundred US citizens that have been deported. It doesn't matter if you don't, you can have all your paperwork exactly as it should be. And just combine that with, and we'll end on this dark note. They're constantly talking now about stripping citizenship away from people. Donald Trump is now objectively saying, like, if you protest in the wrong way, if your politics are the wrong sort of politics, you're a domestic terrorist. Like right now, those concentration camps are mostly being filled up with people on their way to be deported. Is that always what they're going to be for? When you combine it with this new anti-left campaign of the Trump administration. Again, I hope that in a couple years' time, this video can be played back and I sound like a hyperbolic fool. But I don't know. I haven't seen a single prediction from before Donald Trump's second term that he hasn't already exceeded at this point. So we'll see.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.